let's move to the what is the water pollution. Water pollution is one of the most serious environmental issue. It refers to the contamination of water bodies such as river, lakes, ocean, or even groundwater by harmful substances. When water becomes polluted, it poses serious risks to human health and environment, such as for farming and recreational activities. It also harms aquatic life. Some of the most common sources of water pollution are industrial waste, untreated sewage, and plastic pollution. These pollution are often dumped directly into water bodies. Okay, now we move to the types of water pollution. There are several types of water pollution and each one affect the environment in different ways. First, we have chemical pollution. This occurs when harmful substances like industrial waste, pesticides, heavy metals, or oil spills are released into water bodies. This chemical can poison aquatic life and make the water unsafe for human use. Next is biological pollution. This happens when harmful microorganisms such as bacteria, viruses, or invasive species enter the water. These pollutions can spread disease and disrupt the balance of ecosystem. Lastly, we have physical pollution. This includes visible waste like plastic, sediments, or even temperature changes known as thermal pollution. These physical changes can block sunlight, suffocate marine life, and disturb natural habitats. As you can see, water pollution can be divided into two major categories: freshwater pollution and marine pollution, each with different causes and impact. Freshwater pollution affects rivers, lakes, and streams. The main sources include domestic sewage, agriculture runoff, and industrial discharge. This pollution makes freshwater unsafe for consumption and harm aquatic ecosystem. A local example of this is the Klang River degradation, where waste and pollution have severely impact water quality. On the other hand, marine pollution refers to the contamination of ocean and seas. Common sources include coastal dumping, oil spills, and plastic waste. This pollution not only threatens marine life but also damages livelihoods of communities that relying on fish and tourism. Example in Malaysia include pollution in Port Klang and waters
Current
around.
situation in Malaysia, there are many things happens in Malaysia that cause to water pollution. But three of the current situation that we can take is one, Sungai Lere pollution in Melaka, which between November 2024 and March 2025, local fishermen lodged 11 complaints about pollution in Sungai Lere. The second one is chemical spill in Sungai Pelentong, Johor. In September 2024, authorities detected a chemical odor and visible oil spill on the surface of Sungai Pelentong. And the third one is flooding and waterborne diseases. Like on last year, we know that in 2024, flood displaced over 148,000 people in Malaysia, with Kelantan being the hardest hit state. Floodwater led to contamination of water sources, resulting outbreak waterborne disease such as diarrhea and skin infection. Next is causes of water pollution. There are there are hundreds or thousands things that became cause of water pollution in Malaysia, but three of them is industrial waste or waste discharge, oil spills and chemical leaks. The third one is domestic and sewage waste. Industrial waste discharge is caused by factories illegally release untreated or partially treated waste into rivers. Oil spills and chemical leaks is from transportation, that water transport, which is leaks from ships, transport tankers, or storage facilities near water sources. I'm sorry. And the third one, the domestic and sewage waste. It is caused by improperly treated sewage from residential areas and septic tanks entering waterways.
Evidence and data. Now, let's take a closer look at the evidence and the data that highlight the seriousness of water pollution in Malaysia. Firstly, according to Department of Environment or DOE, as of 2023, 29 rivers in Malaysia were classified as polluted and 5 were identified as seriously polluted. This growing number is a strong indicator of the worsening water quality in the country. Secondly, news headlines have brought national attention to this issue. For instance, in March 2019, the Sungai Kim pollution crisis forced schools to close and affected hundreds of students. As reported by the Star, more recently, in 2022, the New Straits Times reported that plastic waste continues to choke Malaysian river. These are not isolated incidents. They reflect a recurring problem caused by poor waste management and lack of enforcement. Thirdly, data for NGO like WWF support this finding. Malaysia ranked 8th globally for plastic waste mismanagement. Even more concerning, WWF Malaysia reports that over 50% of marine litter in our water originates from land-based sources. This means the pollution largely comes from everyday human activities. Littering, improper garbage disposal, and industrial waste being discharged into river. In summary, the combination of government reports, media coverage, and NGO data paint a clear and urgent picture. Malaysia rivers are under threat. The immediate action is needed to protect them for future generations. Understanding this evidence is the first step. Next, we will explore credible source and solutions that can help address this crisis. Thank you. Other credible source. In this slide, we explore additional credible source that supports the urgency of addressing river pollution in Malaysia. Let's begin with the bar chart shown here. It presents data on the number of polluted rivers in Malaysia over several years. As we can see, the peak was in 2017, with 14 rivers classified as polluted. Since then, there has been slow decline, reaching 6 polluted rivers in 2022. This suggests some improvement, like due to greater awareness and policy effort. However, the presence of even a few polluted rivers is still a significant concern and highlights the need for continued action. Next, let's look at the map of Peninsular Malaysia. This map shows the geographic distribution of river pollution. Heavily polluted rivers are mostly located in the more industrial and urbanized states such as Selangor, Johor, and Penang. In contrast, states like Pahang and Kelantan in the central and eastern region tend to have clear rivers. These areas are less industrial and have lower population density, which means less pressure on natural water. This pattern indicates a strong link between urban development and river pollution. It also shows that better waste management and sustainable planning are crucial in urban areas to reduce pollution level. In conclusion, both the chart and the map offer powerful evidence. They not only confirm the pollution problem, but also point us toward the areas where the targeted action is more needed. Up next, we will discuss the consequences of water pollution on people, society, and the environment. Thank you.
Now, I'm going to talk about something that affects all of us, but often goes unnoticed until it's too late: the consequences of water pollution in Malaysia. Specifically, how it impacts our people, our society, and our economy. Let's start with the impact on people. One of the worst examples we have seen was the Kim Kim River incident in Pasir Gudang, Johor back in 2019. Toxic chemicals were illegally dumped into the river, and within the day, over 6,000 people were affected. More than 2,700 had to get medical treatment, and 100 schools were shut down. People were experiencing headache, dizziness, and even fainting. It was a full-blown health crisis. But it's not just these big incidents we need to worry about. Studies have found microplastic in our tap water. According to the Ministry of Health and Astro Awani, this substance may cause hormone disruption and even increase our resistance to antibiotic. In the long run, this put our health at serious risk, even if we don't feel the effects right away. So, water pollution is more than just dirty rivers. It is a direct threat to our well-being. Now, let's move on to the impact on society. In September 2020, a chemical spill in Sungai Gong, Selangor, caused a major water supply disruption that affected over 1 million people. And this happened right in the middle of COVID-19 pandemic, when hygiene was more important than ever. Families had to line up for water trucks, and many went days without clean water. And here's the thing: lower income communities are always hit the hardest. Many cannot afford bottled water or large storage tanks, so they suffer the most during this disruption. It's not just a health issue, it becomes social inequality issue too. Plus, these water cuts cause serious stress. They disrupt daily life, from cooking and bathing to running business and attending school. Over time, this weakness public trust and affect the overall quality of life. Finally, let's look at the economic impact. The numbers here are shocking. A study on the 2020 Selangor River pollution estimate the total economic loss at 461 billion, that's around 34% of Malaysia GDP. This included losses from business closure, factory shutdowns, and property value decline in polluted areas. And of course, industries like agriculture, fisheries, and tourism are badly affected. Polluted water kill fish, damage crops, and drive tourists away from natural sites. It reduces income for farmers, fishermen, and small business owners. On top of that, the government has to spend millions of ringgit on cleaning rivers and upgrading water treatment plants, money that could have been used for hospitals, schools, or infrastructure. So, water pollution is not just an environmental issue, it is an economic burden. In conclusion, water pollution in Malaysia is harming our health, damaging our society, and dragging down our economy. We have seen the real life consequences from Pasir Gudang to Selangor, and they are only getting worse if nothing changes. What we need now are stronger environmental laws, stricter enforcement, and more public awareness. Every drop of clean water is essential for our future, for our family, and for our country. Thank you.
Now, let me share with you a real-life environmental disaster that occurred in Malaysia in 2019, known as the Sungai Kim Kim chemical waste pollution case. In March of that year, toxic industrial waste was illegally dumped into the Sungai Kim Kim River in Pasir Gudang, Johor. This dangerous act released hazardous chemical fumes into the air. The gases severely affected air quality, posing a serious threat to public health. The impact was significant. More than 6,000 people were affected. schools and children. As a result, over 100 schools were forced to close. The situation escalated so bad that hundreds of people were hospitalized with symptoms such as breathing difficulty, nausea, and dizziness. The incident highlights urgent need for stricter environmental enforcement and awareness of the danger of illegally waste legal to the long-term effect. Stricter environmental laws and enforcement measures were introduced to ensure industrial waste is managed properly. Waste disposal practice and industrial monitoring system were significantly improved. Also, public awareness about the dangers of pollution and health risk poses increased dramatically. Now, the response authorities carry out extensive clean-up operation to remove the toxic waste and make the area safe again. All affected schools were temporarily shut down to protect students and staff. Several individuals involved in the illegal dumping were arrested. In addition, a royal commission of inquiry was formed to thoroughly investigate the case and ensure accountability. This case shows us how severe the consequences of environmental negligence can be and why strong action is needed both before and after.
Now, let's talk about the moral aspect of our protecting environment, especially our water resources. Okay, so first, environmental stewardship means that we as a human have an ethical environment responsibility to care for the earth. This includes protecting water for both current and future generations. Next, accountability is key. Government, industry, and individual must be held responsible for any action that harm water quality. Finally, this issue involves shared responsibility. Clean water protection isn't the job of one group alone. It requires teamwork between individual, industry, and government. Together, we all play a part of protecting these vital resources of water. This slide highlight why environmental responsibility is so important, especially when it comes to our water protection. Okay, so first, it protect human health. Polluted water can cause disease and serious health problem. By being responsible, we help keep our water clean and safe for drinking, cooking, and anything. Second, it preserves ecosystem. Clean water is essential for animal, plants, and the environment. When we prevent water pollution, we protect biodiversity and help ecosystem stay healthy. Lastly, it fulfills moral and legal duties. Everyone, including individual, government, and industry, should has a responsibility to stop water pollution and take care of our environment, not just because it is the law, but because it is the right thing to do. So protecting water is not only about nature, it's it about our health, our value, and our future. Now we talk about the how solution by the government and NGO are responding about the water pollution. So the first is water and marine management by the Department of Environment DOE administrator program to monitor river and marine water quality. It is established within environmental of standard of the water pollution because it is essential for our environment, nature, and future. So the second one is Global Peace Foundation GPF Malaysia, which is work to improve access to clean water for organized community, enhance their livelihood and health. Okay, now what is individual and community can do for the water pollution by solutions. So, the first is community can participate in clean up drive, organize and join local river or beach clean up event, help remove accumulated waste and raise awareness about the pollution. Secondly, the importance of proper waste disposal cannot be overstated. Disposing of oil, chemical, or plastic into drain, river, or ocean lead to serious environmental and health problems. Community must educate and encourage proper waste management. So the lastly is we must promote recycling and composting because it is recycling initiative help reduce overall waste, preventing it from ending up in our precious water sources. In conclusion, protecting our water is
Conclusion. Now that we have explored the issues surrounding water pollution in Malaysia, it's time to reflect and consider our collective responsibility. Let's recap the main points. Water pollution in Malaysia is primarily driven by several human activities like industrial waste, unsustainable agricultural practice, and rapid urbanization. These pollutants flow into our river and ocean, affecting not only the environment but also our economy and our health. We have seen how real-life incidents such as the Sungai Kim Kim chemical spill serve as stark reminder of the dangers we are facing. These are not isolated cases. They are warning signs urging us to act. So, what can we do? This brings us the heart of the matter, our role in protecting water. Clean water is a shared resource. Every person, whether a policymaker, an activist, a student, or a community member, has a part to play. We can no longer afford to be passive observers. Government regulation needs to be strengthened and enforced. But beyond that, NGOs and the public must also work hand in hand, raising awareness, educating communities, and promoting sustainable practice at all levels. As individuals, we can start small, reduce the use of harmful chemicals, properly dispose of waste, and support organizations that protect our waterways. Every little effort contributes to a large impact. Let's not forget, every drop matters. By protecting our water today, we secure not only our own future, but also the future of generations to come. Thank you for being part of the conversation. Let's turn to awareness into action. Thank you.